There's nothing casual about this, son. There's nothing casual about being a Commanders fan.
No, that's for sure. That's for sure. Pop, what's going on, man?
Son, how you doing?
Back at it again. Back at it again. I feel like we're podding almost every other day at this point.
Prime
Keeping
and on
people
time as usual, son.
loaded up on content. Always, always. If you're not early, you're late. That's how I do it.
Mm,
Yeah. So
mm.
this week, keep it quick, keep it pretty casual. We're just doing a quick little check in for you guys. We did the in-depth Dolphins preview on Monday. So if you guys want to see that, go check that out. We're just going to do a quick obligatory Commanders vibe check here, and then check in with our Dolphins prediction. As we promised you guys, the lines weren't ready on Monday, so we're going to do them now. And then we're going to hit the Bada Bets after that. So pretty quick,
Is casual
turnaround
your
here.
new favorite word? There's nothing casual about this, son. There's nothing casual about being a Commanders fan.
No, that's for sure. That's for sure. Oh Lord, that is for sure. That's a great point, Pop.
This is serious
Great point.
business.
All right, well, give me your vibe check then. Tell me how you're feeling. How you feeling about this serious business we've been
I
doing
think
this year?
Ron Rivera is vibing as defensive coordinator, man. He's got a new energy, a new life. He's making changes, taking names. It's gonna be different. It's gonna be a new day.
It is. It's a new day. Do you think it makes a big difference this weekend against? I mean, you think we're gonna shut down Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and Raheem Mostert and the boys out there?
No,
Yeah.
I mean it's at some point the guy's gotta. It's hard to make meaningful change inside of a week.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things that could go either way. I guess the fact that he's taken input from the players and trying to make adjustments, that he might see that could help them is good. But then that could be a dangerous thing as well, right? Players play, coaches coach.
Yeah.
Um, it seems like a lot for him to take on after so many years of not doing it. So no, I don't expect. I think that we went over our keys to victory. The offense is going to have to win this game.
For
If
sure.
there's any chance of this game being won, it's going to have to come by the offense, sustaining drives, putting up points, and it's going to have to be that Eagles formula. Where we get up early and then try to hang on for dear
Yeah.
life, and
Yeah.
hopefully
We're
it
gonna
works
have
out
to.
one time.
You hope almost. This is one of those games you almost hope you win the coin toss, and you can just start the game, put up 7. Um, yeah, it's gonna be tough. But Pop, you said we got a little bit of Sam Howell love on the outline here. Why don't you elaborate on that and let the people in on how you're feeling about slinging Sammy?
Yeah, I mean, it was really just a little more love that Ron provided in his presser. He talked about how impressed he
Got it.
is with the kid, and I think I still hear a lot of more positive vibes out there than I think negative. There's still I would say probably a cautious optimism when it comes to Sam.
Yeah.
Um, our there just seems to be a new report coming out every day. A mutual friend of ours was saying that, hey, he was reading a report that says Sam hangs on to the ball too long and quarterbacks can hang on to the ball too long, never really grow out of that. And then there's other reports showing him favorably comparing to, other special or generational quarterbacks that have been in their first years. I mean, who knows? I don't know. Eye test wise, I still like what I see,
Yeah. Same.
and and I hope he can continue to grow and play well. So I kind
Yeah.
of go into every game at this point saying, I've been saying this for a while, that my number one hope is almost that Sam plays really well and then whatever happens from there kind of happens, right?
Yeah.
But you never know. You never know.
Yeah.
It's any given
It's a volatile
Sunday,
league.
and we're kind of due. We're definitely due one that nobody thinks we can win. Ron
Yeah.
seems to have one of those each season, and maybe with that vibe shift and him taking over the defense, who knows? He also did provide a vote of confidence towards Eric Bieniemy. There's been a little bit of noise, a little bit of rumbling again around
Yeah.
EB in terms of sort of this disgruntledness around the players. And sometimes where there's smoke, there's fire. There's seems to be an overall sentiment that if that interim situation happened with him being head coach, didn't seem like he had a ton of support in the locker room
Yeah.
for that, or at least there was some pushback. But who knows? It's all rumors. He seems to have a great thing going with Sam, and that's probably the most important.
Definitely. Yeah, it's the EB stuff is all it's all just rumors and noise at this point. I think at the end of the day, when you're projecting this team to finish with 4 or 5 wins at the end of the year, you can't logically say, okay, well, it's time to go make the offensive coordinator or that team head coach. I think you're better off just clearing
No,
out. And so I think that's
yeah,
where a lot of
sure,
these reports are coming from. I think it's a lot of reading the tea leaves of where the Harris group is headed and how they feel about this
right.
whole thing and where we're headed. And I think you can't be mad at it as a fan, but no sense in predicting the future in terms of what the team's going to do and how we're going to rebuild before we predict what we're going to do this Sunday. So, Pop, the line is in. Dolphins -9.5. You were much closer than I was. You had -10.5. I had -13.5. What do you think there? Are you taking the boys to cover? Are you is the Ashburn syndrome settling back in? It's almost been a week since that last loss. Are you starting to feel a little bit better about this one, or are you going to roll with Miami?
Nah, I'm rolling with Miami. I think I'm at a
Same.
point where it's prove it to me now. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah, I
I'm
almost think
not
this
going to try to
line.
talk myself into it. I mean, I think there is a scenario. I think it's a shame that we've reached this point, but I think if it was a 27-20 game, we'd probably feel pretty good about it.
Yeah.
We probably almost feel like it's a bit of a, what do they call it, the emotional win or whatever,
Moral victory.
moral victory.
Um,
Yeah,
it's all
yeah,
about all we got left to hang our hat on with this crew. But yeah, I'm with you there. I think even the fact that the line's a little bit lower than we thought it was going to be, that -9.5, that just screams like gotcha to me. Like they lower the line and they make you think, wait a second, why are they lowering that line? That's a little bit weird. And it's like, no, you got to hammer that. In my opinion, I would
yeah.
put real money on that. I mean, we didn't cover. The line could have been -20 against Dallas, and we wouldn't have covered it. So
Well, and there was a little bit of debate in our comments around like the Dolphins defense, but I still think, even though they're maybe technically on the edge of a top 10 defense, I think they're not the Cowboys or the Eagles
yeah,
or some of the other really tough opponents. Even at the time we played the Bills and how they were playing at that point. So I think our offense could do a little damage this week. But
we'll
that's the
see.
only way. That's the only
Yeah,
way.
yeah,
Yeah.
we've outlined that in the previous pod. Today is all about predictions, and it's all about Bada Bets. So, Pop, what do you say we hit into that Bada Bets for this
Let's
week?
do it.
Let's do it. So, recap after week 13 or after week 12, excuse me. Pop 31, 30, and 4. I am 34, 27, and 4. So we were both 1, 2, and 1 last week. So let's see how this goes this week. We got Thursday Night Football. It'll be today for you guys watching this the day it comes out. Seahawks at Cowboys. Cowboys 8.5 point favorites. What do you like there, Pop?
Cowboys are rolling. It's a lot of points to give up, but I've also
Yeah.
been less and less impressed with the Hawks. I guess I'll go reluctantly go Cowboys there.
Yeah, I'm gonna ride with you and take the Cowboys. I was planning on if you went Hawks, I was planning on going Cowboys, and I just don't feel good enough about going the other way there. I think it's a lot of points for Pete Carroll, and I think if the Seahawks were at home and this was the line, maybe you think they cover, but yeah, I just don't see any way Dallas. But who knows? Mike McCarthy's been known to disappoint a little bit under the lights. So
And Thursday nights tend to be a little bit, uglier, a little tighter.
yeah,
But they've had a week off actually,
problem
Thursday
is
to Thursday. So God, shocking that the NFL would hook up the Cowboys that way, right?
stunning.
Yeah,
And problem is when you get those kind of grindy games, you favor the defense, right? And Seattle's defense ain't all that great, and Dallas's defense is pretty special right now.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you're gonna ride with the Cowboys for sure. Sunday 1 o'clock, you got the Broncos at the Texans. This one's interesting, Pop, because the Texans are kind of like a darling team of the league right now. Everybody's very excited about them, but they're only 3.5 point favorites over the Denver Broncos, who sneakily have been playing a lot better the second half of the season. It seems Sean Payton's worked a lot of stuff out. It seems Russ Wilson has started to work some stuff out. So, what do you like there, Pop?
Yeah, I kind of looked at that line the other way because I feel like the Texans are getting a lot of respect. I mean, Broncos are the hottest teams in football right now. They got, I think don't they have a pretty long winning streak going?
Yeah,
So,
I don't know off the top of my head.
I think it's a lot of respect towards the Texans. Having said that, I do think the Broncos are they're winning a lot of close games. They haven't. I wouldn't say they've been like super impressive, but give them credit where credit is due. They're definitely playing a lot better and pulling out those wins. And they beat some really good teams in that run as well. So I'd say, but I'm going to go Texans. I think it. I think Texans end the streak this week and
Yeah,
cover.
I'm gonna go Texans as well. They've beaten. They're on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 game win streak right now. And of those
The
five
Broncos
teams,
are.
yeah, the Broncos are.
Yeah.
And of those 5 teams, that includes the Chiefs, the Packers, the Bills, the Vikings, and the Browns, which looks good on paper until you realize Pat Mahomes had the flu. The Bills are the Bills this year. Kirk Cousins was not playing in that Vikings game, or that might have been the game that he hurt himself, but either way, he was not playing, and the Browns did not have Watson. So, a lot of empty calories on that win streak, in my opinion, and I think the Houston Texans are the first um, real challenge that these guys have had in a while, and I love me some CJ Stroud, so I'm going to run with the Texans here.
There you
Um,
go.
you got the 49ers minus 2.5 at the Eagles. This is the game of the week for
So
sure. I don't
49ers
know
are
why they don't
road
flex it to
favorites
Sunday
here.
night. Yeah. What do you like there, Pop?
Does that not shock you? I had to continue to look at that line over and
It
over again.
doesn't. It doesn't because defensively, the Eagles have not been as good this year as everybody says, and they've been giving up a lot of points. And the 49ers can score. That doesn't mean that's who I'm going to bet on here, but it doesn't shock me. What do you think,
Why
Pop?
don't you go first for once?
I'm taking the Eagles. There you go. 2.5 points at home for the defending NFC champions and the team that I think is going to win the Super Bowl this year. I'm taking the Eagles.
Yeah, when I first wrote this game down, I had a temptation to take the Niners, but then when I saw the Niners were actually favored, which personally really surprises me,
It's
because
ridiculous.
and I think that's going to be bulletin board material in that locker room in their home crowd in Philly.
Yeah.
It's a real test. I mean, I think this is another big test for Brock Purdy and that
Yeah.
crew. And I think I'm going to go Eagles as well.
That's where these games just that's where the Brock Purdy thing becomes an issue. And like I believe in Brock Purdy. I think he's a good quarterback, but you get into these situations where that's a real elite football team and all the other real elite football teams have real elite quarterbacks. And you look at the difference maker and you say at the end of the day, in the fourth quarter, if the game is tied, which you anticipate it'll be with the 2.5 point line going into the fourth, who are you trusting to bring it home? Jalen Hurts or Brock Purdy?
And I think totally agree. That's a great point. And I think the Eagles have that lunch pail mentality, and they have a bit of that chip on their shoulder, a bit of that underdog feeling, and just to know going in that they're not getting the respect and being underdogs at home
Yeah,
when they've only dropped one and they're the defending NFC champion. I think they're going to come out really hot. Sirianni is going to use that for all it's worth, and I
yeah,
think,
and he's good at firing those boys up. And there's been all the
yeah,
talk, I mean, for the last year of the 49ers saying if Brock Purdy didn't hurt his elbow, we would have won the Super Bowl, the whole thing against the Eagles. We kind of got robbed of that game last year. And the whole year, it's just been a back and forth with them. And I mean, personally, I just don't, you don't want to piss off Philly right now, the way they're
right.
playing and with the amount of talent on that roster. I tell you what, though, long as AJ Brown and George Kittle have good days, I'm happy. But yeah, I'm
You're
going Philly
okay.
for sure. I'm going Philly for sure. Sunday night, Chiefs 6-point favorites at the Packers. This is another team, the Packers, that have had a little bit of a renaissance. They were looking rough in the middle of the season there, and they're starting to. They beat the Lions on Thanksgiving. Jordan Love looked pretty good. People are starting to feel more excited about this Packers team. How are you feeling, Pop?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely impressive the way they bounced back and played on Thanksgiving. It was
Yeah.
a very good showing for them. One game does not make a season or a full
No, and
turnaround.
especially against the Lions, who have put up a couple duds this year. Division game too.
So it's a high of 37 and a low of 28 in Green Bay that day.
Ooh,
Looks like a potential mix of rain and snow, maybe more on the snow side.
okay,
Doesn't look like
gross.
it's Doesn't look like it's gonna be a lot of precipitation. So
That
weather
ain't
might
good for
not be a
fantasy,
huge
Pop.
factor, but a little bit. But both teams are used to cold weather and
Yeah,
playing outdoors. I'm going Chiefs all day here.
yeah, same, same. I'm riding with you on the Chiefs. Man, this sucks. We're in lockstep this whole way. But yeah,
Didn't
I'm
work
going
out
Chiefs
great for
there.
us last week.
I'm going Chiefs there as well. Yeah, it's just after you saw their offense kind of come alive last week after going down 14-0 to the Raiders, and I gave them some bulletin board material in the group chat. And if that's what that offense is going to play like for the rest of this year with that defense, it's over. See you in
Yeah.
February. See you in
Yep.
February. I'm
I've
gonna go
been
ahead and
telling
take the
you.
Chiefs.
I've been telling you.
I
Don't
didn't.
worry about their offense. It's
I wasn't.
coming.
I didn't tell you I didn't believe they weren't going to get it together. All I was telling you was what I was seeing week to week wasn't it, and I was right.
The
But
Chiefs ain't the same.
Chiefs, they weren't. And if they are becoming the same now, that's awesome. But they haven't been this year. That being said, I'm taking the Chiefs at -6. Monday Night Football, man, this is a matchup you'd like to have back with the injuries. This has been tough. All these primetime matchups this year have just sucked because star quarterbacks getting hurt. But Bengals at the Jaguars. Jaguars 8.5-point favorites. Bengals obviously without Joe Burrow there. What do you like, Pop?
This is a tough one. There's part of me that wants to go Bengals because of the spread, but it wasn't a ton of points that Pittsburgh put up on them. They put up a ton of yards, and that is not a good offense. Um,
Yeah,
I just think the Bengals are in trouble, especially without Joe Cool.
yeah,
I hate to give up 8.5 points, but I'm going to go Jags here. I just
yeah.
can't do it.
I'm going Jags as well. I just don't that Bengals team. Their record, Zach Taylor's record without Joe Burrow is oof,
No bueno.
really bad, awful. He's got
Yeah,
2 wins, 2 career wins without Joe Burrow starting. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take the Jags there, who are another team that's kind of found their stride later in the season and starting to heat
yeah.
up. Um, so yeah, I like the Jags there. But so Pop, boys ride together, boys die together. Should be interesting. It's a we're in lockstep again
Two
here for
weeks in
this
a
week.
row, I think every pick is matched.
I swear it's
Got to
not a
start
strategy.
shaking
It's
it
just the
up.
way these
I
lines are
think you're
shaking out.
drafting me because you don't want me to
It's
catch
not.
you.
No, it's not a strategy. It's just the way these lines
I
are
said it
shaking out
last
right
week.
now.
We're sticking with it next week. You're picking first next week. I
All
got to
right, I'll
start
pick first.
zagging on you.
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, that's it for this week for the Bada Bets special. Guys, let us know what you think of it in the comments. Let us know your picks. Of course, see if you can beat us. Play along. That could be fun. Play along. Let us know where you think you would change up the picks or what we got wrong or what coach we named incorrectly by accident. I'm sure it's happens from time to time, happens to all of us. But without further ado, let's wrap this thing up. Guys, we'll see you on Sunday. Pop, you want to just record that podcast right now? I feel like we kind of got a pretty good idea of how that's gonna go. But
Nope.
we'll see you guys. We'll
I
see
got
you
to see
guys
my boy
then.
Sammy sling it on
There it is.
Sunday.
There it is. There it is. We at least got to see what Sam's doing. But we'll see you guys then. Let's wrap this thing up. Without further ado, I've been Dom.
This is Pop.
Thanks for
Slap
having a
me,
great weekend.
baby. Oh.